Well, hi, this is Srinivasan, a fine art photographer, a long distance skater, and a small time freelance skater. Coming to meet you guys with another video, and this is going to be joined to the last part of my ride video, which was for LTDL, Tour de Longboard 2025, Stage 2. Okay, I made 2 attempts, and I was able to luxuriously film only the stage Tour de Longboard 2025 Stage 2's first attempt. Okay, second attempt I did not film. I was more focused on my ride. Okay, so here is the SkateIDSA website. Okay, and before which I just want to give you some insight. Okay, so we need to check that. I had planned to actually add it to the last part of my ride video, but right now maybe I might have different thoughts. Okay, we'll see to it, to our convenience. Okay, I have paid my donations to SkateIDSA. Very thankful to Mr. Scott Ziegler and Leonard Van de Pepelsa. I thank them in my bicycle rides, and it's yet to reflect in my account, or it'll update itself and it'll show more. Okay, let's wait for it. Sometimes it takes time. Okay, so what I am trying to say here is, like, if I go to my sent emails and if I let my computer to open that mailbox, so I flagged it. So this is the email. I might block the necessary emails that you might want to see here. So I indeed made a payment, and that payment was transferred to the email suggested by Scott Ziegler sir, which is admin@theidsa.org, which is in PayPal ID, by the way. So let's wait for this PDF to open, or let's try opening it on a new tab. OneDrive, it's coming from OneDrive. Okay, will you open it for me? Thank you. Yeah, so that says minus $10. I mean, like, I paid $10. Okay, total $10 to this ID. That's me. Okay, I will block the necessary addresses and names for, to keep the privacy, but that's that. I've paid that. Okay, so my account is technically renewed right now. Okay, so I'm eligible to submit, though it may not reflect right now. It might appear later. That's what happened last year's payment and renewal process. Even after completing the entire Tour de Longboard sessions, it was taking time to reflect, and it did reflect before my 2025 thing. 2024 result, payment reflected a little later, so it'll happen. Nothing to worry. Okay, so that's that. It's my personal story. I just want to confirm it in a recording here. Okay, so let's go to the opening page. Let's leave that there. And this is my first ride. Okay, let me put that. I'm going to submit only ZOSG workouts, not my KNAX workouts. Okay, KNAX workouts actually gives me time splits for every kilometer. Okay, but I'm not going to give that, and that time splits, it's not reflecting in Strava, so I'm not going to worry about that. But so here comes the attempt to ZOSG. Okay, so there is a difference between, like, the time I submitted my like KNAX attempt to thing to Strava and to the there's a little bit time gap, because like ZOSG's workout was not retrieving. I have to wait for 2 days to retrieve that data, so that's why. So this is my attempt 1. I did 21.41 kilometers in 2 hours 33 minutes and 57 seconds, elapsed time is 2 hours 34 minutes and 14 seconds. Okay, so that is way too long, and this is the one entire lap of mine. So I start from the green point, go to this end, make a U-turn. People who have seen the video might know, and come to this end point, make a U-turn, and come to my green point again. So the green point is nothing but a street end of my apartment. Okay, so this is a 3.4 to 3.5 kilometer stretch. Okay, it depends on how I ride. Okay, so that's that. And on my attempt 2, where I did not record through GoPro or not talking through GoPro, and I also adjusted my nutrition plans. Okay, so on my attempt 1, what I did was this. My aim is to complete 6.2 or 3 laps. Okay, 0.2, 0.3 is only 2, around the value of 21.1. Okay, so that's when it overshoots to 21.41 or 21.31, whatever extra hundreds of meters that I accumulate in this lap. I do not know how far is the exact kilometers I can come, and I have the liberty to trim it. Even if I trim it, the time wouldn't be that much of a big difference for me. So I just let that my first attempt be. And my nutrition plan was I would take 1 electrolyte after every 2 laps. So it takes around 45 to 50 minutes to complete 2 laps, which is 7 kilometers. And after that, I would take a Fasten Up electrolyte, which is like the orange flavor, Fasten Up, and I would go for another 2 laps. After the 4th lap, I'll have my breakfast, which is nothing but a single piece of tortilla coated with a fruit jam. Okay, and I'll have another electrolyte and complete all my 6 laps and the few little lap to round the value to 21.41 kilometers. That was my aim, and I was also recording with my GoPro, and I was carrying a bag which is over 4 to 5 kgs weight, which is my hydration backpack, which had 250 ml bottles with water for electrolytes ready to be mixed, and I had 1 pack of electrolytes box, which is cut into small piece, small size. You might have seen that video. So I have this with me. Okay, I did that, and I was using it for my first attempt. Okay, after 45th minute, my ride was okay, and I took 5 to 6 minutes for that break because I was recording with the GoPro. I got to remove my bag. I was standing alone, and then I got to take the electrolytes appropriately because all the electrolytes were stacked in this for my entire ride. I mean, like, I have 2 or 3 electrolytes stacked here. I got to take it out properly. It might get clogged in this box. It might tilt and it won't come out. My hands will be sweaty. I don't want the moisture to catch up with this. Too much complications, but I managed it. And for the 4th lap, I had to have my breakfast and then mix the electrolyte. So that also took some 10-12 minutes before I took for a show off for my ride. And I was trying to have water on the way, but I did. And in between, I would take time to feed the stray puppies, which are kind enough to follow me, and they're kind enough. So it's my usual route, so I always feed them. So all these were there. Okay, but in attempt 2, I improvised. Okay, I did not record with a GoPro. I only took a photograph with my mobile phone at the initial part of my ride. Okay, and my aim was to complete my attempt 2 before 2 hours and 34 minutes. In fact, I was telling to myself I should complete my attempt 2 ride in 2 hours and 30 minutes. Okay, 4 minutes earlier. That was my initial aim. Though I had only 2 hours and 44 minutes of sleep, you can see that. If I click it, it will blow up and take more time. Okay, I changed my nutrition plan here. That really made my day. Okay, so what I did is, before my ride, I had only 1 electrolyte of Fasten Up Orange. Okay, and I went, and with my left leg still healing. Okay, you might have seen in the attempt 1 video, and my left leg still healing. I had 1 electrolytes. I went for my ride, and I was carrying the same hydration backpack. I had 250 ml of electrolytes to mix quickly the water to save time in 2 small little water bottles. And this time I had 2 of these small containers. I separated it with 1 electrolyte and 1 magnesium of Fasten Up, which is magnesium and zinc tablets, which is also electrolyte type, lemon flavor. I had it stacked in this 1 box, and I had another box like this, small one, should be somewhere here, and that also had the same stack, 1 electrolyte, 1 magnesium. Okay, so my plan is to complete 2 laps, which is 7 kilometers in 45 minutes, and take a 5-minute break to have the electrolytes and proceed with my ride. Okay, during the course of my ride, I improvised. Okay, what I did was, like, I was able to complete my first 2 laps in 43 minutes. I took the electrolytes and the magnesium, and along with, I had 1 tortilla with fruit jam as a breakfast. This time I plan to take 2 of them in between 2nd and 4th lap. Okay, that was the plan, and I thought, like, I'll have 2 of my tortillas only at the 4th lap, but I split that into 2 and 4. So after finishing 2nd lap, I had 1 electrolyte, orange electrolyte. I had 1 magnesium tablet in the 250 ml box, because it was easy for me to remove the cap and just drop this into the bottle and quickly move forward. This is saving time for me. Last time it was stuck inside, and my hands were sweaty and all that. And then I took I wrapped all my tortillas in separate packs of parchment paper, so I just have to unwrap it and just take a bite. So I did that and went for my 2nd ride, and next 2 laps came in under 35 minutes. So I was faster. So then again I had my electrolytes with magnesium and a tortilla. So the magic was, like, with my less sleep, it is possible that I can overshoot myself beyond zone 3. I must stay at zone 4, which is anaerobic capacity. If I'm going to stay longer in anaerobic capacity, which is zone 4, it will actually exhaust myself faster. Lactate threshold will be very less, and I will thereby be slowing down myself without much energy. But this time, because of magnesium, my muscles were feeling good, and it was recovering actively for every lap that I did, and I was actually faster. And for the last 2 laps, I intentionally slowed down a little bit, so that, like, I need to be careful about how I am riding, where I am riding, because, like, it's Sunday, but place was awakening, because, like, by the time it was 7:40 or 7:30, things were a little awake in my city or town. So I just have to be careful and where I ride and everything. All the public transports were moving and everything. So I slowed down, but yet I was able to finish my ride in 2 hours and 18 minutes and 42 seconds. Moving time is 2 hours and 18 minutes and 42 seconds. Elapsed time is 2 hours and 19 minutes and 52 seconds. This is for 21 minutes and 33 kilometers. Okay, so I took photographs initially before my start, and I took photographs when I had my electrolytes and food. That's it. And I saved hell a lot of time not recording a video. Okay, so yeah, this helped a lot. Strategy, planning, tightening all my hardwares properly, fine-tuning and maintaining my woohoo just before my ride, all helped together cohesively and made this. And if you happen to check on Strava, all the people from West and Europe was able to complete this half marathon in 48 minutes, 50 minutes, 52 minutes, 1 hour, or 1 hour 10 minutes maximum. Okay, I rarely see people doing it 1 hour and 30 minutes or 1 hour 25 minutes who are possibly much elder than me. Okay, and that's their terrain, that's their land, and they have a separate bicycle path and all that, but they also have a competition board, which I don't have. So all these advantages coming to the play, I have my own reasons, but this is my personal best in my entire life. Okay, I used to do half marathon in 2023 more often until October. And that timings would be like around 2 hours and 36 minutes, including several breaks. Okay. But this time, like with breaks and with all considerable challenges, like I was able to complete it in 20 minutes or 11 to 12 minutes earlier than my previous ride, if you compare to 2 hours and 34 minutes. So I'm happy about this timing, and this is a attempt 2 here, and this is what I want to submit to SkateIDSA. Since people have already seen me submitting stage 1, this is going to be a boring process. So, but it's a repetitive same thing that you need to do it again. Let's go and submit this. Okay, so let's go to members portal. Okay, and wait for the page to load. Members portal is loading now. So LTDL 2025, and you need to go to stage 2 entry form, due by July 31st, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are in Indian Standard Time, so we have much longer time. Okay, it's only 28th of July today. Okay, but I am submitting because I'm not going to do any more attempts for LTDL right now. And yeah, my route and other things, or my health myself, like, or the ability to afford more electrolytes of magnesia is limiting myself from doing this challenge for more attempts. Okay, so consider that. It's not like I just want to give only 2 attempts and I'm happy. It's just that, like I would need more electrolytes and more magnesia tablets for this, because like this one is affordable, like 220 or 30 bucks. This one is like 340 or 50 bucks, so Indian rupees. So I'm spending around 30 to 40 rupees for every 2 laps in terms of electrolytes. Then comes food, water, shoes, socks, and other things, and Uhuru, of course, long distance skateboard, and many factors if you consider in terms of investment. Okay, let's go into the Google form. Verify again. Stage 2 LTDL 25 due by July 31st, 2025. They have it in the form of month, date, and year. Okay, so again, I would just want to switch my account. I want to switch it to my personal account. So let's do that. Okay, and I'm going to give my login ID, which I usually give, which is krishnan at live.com. I still use live. I don't know if I had a Hotmail ID. If I had one, I would probably still be using one. Okay, so first and last name, Krishnan Srinivasan, as I said before. Srinivasan is my father's name, and Indians usually don't have a middle name, and I don't support the caste system here, and I'm an atheist and anarchist, and I'm not into religion as well. If possible, I would avoid that. But most of the Indian names come as a second name, that you would find would be their caste name, or previously it's their actual family job, caste name given according to the family's job. So people, without knowing, they are continuing their traditions, but it's better to avoid that and keep your name to the actual name that you want to be called, not to be identified with what your family's previous job was, other stuff, and all the hierarchical system of the caste. We want to avoid that, which creates differences among human. We are all one. That's all we need to understand. Brown, a different type of brown. White is also a brown. White is white. This paper is white. Okay, this is white. But this color which you see is not white. This is a different shade of brown. Okay, so let's go here, and longboard push overall. So that's the category I just want to be part of. Okay, so there are other categories: longboard push pump for women, street stand-up paddle overall, street stand-up paddle women. If you are part of loving street stand-up paddling, SSUP, if we have a poll, you can do the LTDL for both categories and you can submit the results. Okay, I've seen people submitting it for 2024 like that, but I'm only pushing. Okay, I'm not even pumping. Okay, so it's going to be longboard push overall, and longboard paddle push overall, it's like SSUP plus street stand-up paddle plus, wherein like with street stand-up paddle you are only allowed to paddle, but with longboard paddle push overall means like you are allowed to paddle and also push. Okay, so that's that. Then other things are like inline skates, quad skates, speed skates, and many things, and for all other people and all genders as well. So they want to be very inclusive. I'm happy, and I'm going to choose my age category, which is falling between 40 to 49. My age is 42, and I'll be turning 43 by August next month. Okay, elapsed time, hours, minutes, and seconds. Okay, let's go check my elapsed time. So hours, minutes, and seconds, which is 2 hours, 19 minutes, and 52 seconds. Yes, I'm going to submit this as 21.33 because why I'm telling you this is my mouse is not that accurate. Like I tried to crop the workout with Knax. You can see my attempt to with Knax. Okay, I actually did 22 plus kilometers according to Knax app. Okay, I tried to crop that. Okay, and with my mouse accuracy, I couldn't move it properly, and I was able to only crop it to 21.34. So kindly forgive me. I'm submitting these results only because I don't have a choice to properly crop my Strava workout. So I don't have to generally give up private request to SkateIDSA's volunteer team who is taking care of these virtual races, because it's only a few hundred meters of difference. If the difference is very wide, and if your GPS that you're seeing on the screen, if it is like moving like like it's like this, like this, like this, like this, like this, and it's not very uneven, in that case probably you could give a separate email and request to them to consider your GPS map and verify that properly. Okay, now I'm just going to copy and paste. It's hours, minutes, and seconds, 2 hours, 19 minutes, and 52 seconds. Okay, so did you submit your time exactly in the format above? 00000, which is hours, minutes, and seconds. You must submit in this format. Yes, I did. I know the difference between moving time and elapsed time. I'm submitting elapsed time for this entry. Yes, I did submit the elapsed time. So let's go and confirm that again. My moving time is 2 hours, 18 minutes, and 42 seconds. My elapsed time is 2 hours, 19 minutes, and 52 seconds. For the people who are beginner and coming to my channel for the very first time, and if you haven't heard about these virtual races, especially Tour de Longboard 2025, what is the difference between moving time and elapsed time? Moving time is the time that you are moving, you're doing a workout. Elapsed time is the time which includes all your breaks, your water break, loo break, your food break, electrolytes break time, the time you were idle but not riding. It includes all that time. So that makes it elapsed. Your entire workout, right from your start, since the second you got your GPS signal, and since you ended your workout on your GPS device, that's the elapsed time. Okay, so yes, I've been using my elapsed time. I'm very true to that. Link to the GPS documentation or URL. Strava is preferred. So they prefer Strava because they have a solid subscription. So this time I'm not copying it to my notepad for additional verification, but let me open the Strava page. Notepad. I should be having Strava or LTDL something. Yeah, Strava related athletes, or let me try LTDL. Yeah, LTDL submission 25. So let me copy that here. LTDL 2025 stage 02 21.1 kilometers. Okay, so this is my link. So I copied it to my notepad. I have a local copy of the worker that is submitted. Link to the local copy. Immediate for quick reference. Okay. So let me verify that here. HTTPS secured hyperlink strava.com activities 151930. Let me go and check that. 151930 83999. 151930 83999. 151930 83999. Yes, it's the same link. I swear to the skateboard gods that these results are genuine, comply with all of LTDL 25 rules, have not been altered in any way. I have read the submission requirements carefully. I understand that I will 24 hours to respond to any IDSA verification request or risk having submission fortified. I abide by that, but there is some grammatical error. But anyways, so that's that. I'm going to recheck my email ID for the spellings. Krishnan Srinivasan, perfect. My name, perfect. Longboard push overall, yes. My age is correct. Entered age is also correct. My elapsed time 2 hours 19 minutes and 52 seconds. 2 hours 19 minutes and 52 seconds, perfect. Yes, I did in the same format. Yes, I know the difference between moving and elapsed time. Yes, that's the link 151930. See, look here. Yeah, numbers are there. Okay, I thought it was missing, but since it was showing us from HTTPS, we lost few numbers over there. 151930 83999. 151930 83999. Perfect. That's that, and submit it. If you want, you can go and check my notepad. 151930 83999. Yes, that is that for stage 2. This is attempt 2. Okay, so I'm going to submit. Wait for the document to be submitted. It's submitted. Amazing. So this video is going as another individual video rather than being a follow-up video at the end. I thought initially would do it as a time lapse. That's what I intentionally told you guys. I took more time to finish this process. So submit another response. No, not necessarily. If I go to Outlook, it should have probably come into my in my inbox as a Google form as I submitted. So let's wait for the inbox to load. See, it has come, so I'm going to flag it. And I'm a lazy goose who doesn't clean my inbox, so I have got probably it flagged and I unflagged it. So I've got emails from whatnot forms or subscriptions or whatever I accidentally clicked upon. There will be so many emails. So I got the Google form just as I submitted to SkateIDSA as a proof of copy. So it's there. We are good. So volunteer team of SkateIDSA will review all our rights and they will give us our feedback. Okay, that's that. So yes, there are many forms here accidentally opened by me, but we entered only one form. That's what the email says. We got only one form as a reply. That's my stage 2 thing. So if you want to know the lead for stage 3, let's go to the IDSA. I'm on caps lock, the idsa.org, where you need to go and check for stage 3 is same members portal. Go down, what are the stages and deadline for Tour de Longboard 2025. So stage 3 has to be submitted before 31st August. It's 20-minute ride, so cover maximum distance possible within 20 minutes. And let me put this up front here. Lena Mirandal did 5 kilometers in 11 minutes and few seconds, and many people have done 5 kilometers challenge less than 15 minutes. So they could possibly do 10 kilometers within 20 minutes. For me, I can possibly try and do 2.8 kilometers in 20 minutes. I can say this up front. Don't take it otherwise. Okay, if I'm fast, because my record says like 29.6 29 minutes and 31 seconds for 5 kilometers distance. So if I try hard, probably I could do little more than that. Otherwise, forgive me. Anyways, that's the stage 3. So meet you when I submit the form stage 3. Okay, this is Alien Kid Charm or Krishnan Srinivasan signing here. Hope this was useful for everyone, especially the future generations and people who are coming for the very first time. I'm making all this very, like basic video where like anybody's grandma would be able to do it. If you teach her today, and she will be able to do it all by herself next few hours. But why am I making this videos? Because like I was having so much confusions in the year 2023 when I did my very first Tour de Longboard rides. I had so much hiccups, and I didn't know I have to submit through these Google forms, and then I have to request to SkateIDSA to consider my entry, because like I didn't know I'm doing it for the very first time, and they accepted it generously, and that's how my entries and my name appeared since 2023. In 2024, I was aware of all the procedures. I did it right, and on my 3rd year, I'm confident enough that I'm able to tell it to the people openly that this is how you do it. Okay, so there are many considerations here. They are very inclusive. They don't want to exclude people here. So use the opportunity, be part of the community, which is worldwide, a long distance skating community. They are very kind-hearted, and they're very human people. And at this moment, I just want to congratulate and also welcome their kindness for the long distance skating community. Mr. Edwin Kruswick, he was the first one to help me to donate in my PayPal account towards my computer upgrade, and Mr. Endosek Sip, who also donated a generous amount for towards my computer upgrade. And many people have approached before, but I approached with a different thought. So hence their names are coming up here. Okay, I asked them to host a crowdfunding for me. So that was a different thought, rather than, I myself hosting a crowdfunding and collecting the donations by myself towards my computer upgrade. So please don't confuse that to this. So they have been very kind to me. So that's that. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Nandri. Alien Kid Charm signing off once again. Bye.